Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Please join us, Yedid Nefesh, as we welcome the extra soul that envelops us on this Shabbat. Yedid Nefesh HaVarachaman, Yedid Nefesh HaVarachaman, Mishal Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to this evening's Shabbat service. We especially welcome Sarah Ventry, our new tech person for this week. So if you had a little glitch getting on, we hope you are with us and will enjoy this Shabbat service this evening. The theme for tonight is healing, and I think we would all agree that this is the perfect time after this week, after this past month, after these past months, that we all need some consolation and some sense of comfort for this Shabbat and onward. So let me share this opening reading before we light our candles. Come in as you are. You do not have to shine yourself up or polish off your grit. Come in to honor life, to learn and to teach. Transparency opens us, whereas hiding closes us. Pretending reveals nothing, whereas the truth reveals everything. Welcome. Come in with all that you have. And now we turn to the Simons family for the lighting of the Shabbos candles. Simons family, you're on mute.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'chadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Thank you very much. We continue with Or Zarua, a new melody for us, and we sang it a little bit at the beginning as you joined in. Please join with us now. The words are about light coming in, enveloping us, warming us, and comforting us. Or Zarua, page 14. Or Zarua la tzadik,
ולשלב שמחה, אור זרוע לצדיק, 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 ולשלב שמחה.
Page 20, L'Chadodi, as we imagine the Sabbath bride coming over the hill, coming over to greet us as the sun sets in the beautiful colors that we often see in Arizona sunsets. Let's imagine one of those. Let's imagine the Shabbat bride. Let's imagine ourselves rising to greet her as together we sing L'Chadodi.
Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat gala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat gala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat gala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat gala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Yishmi'anu el hamilchad, Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, L'shemo tiferet beliti la la la. Lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor habracha, merosh mikedem mesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshavat achila la la. Lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Vitoreri, vitoreri, kiva orech umiori, uri uri shir daveri, kevod Adonai la'yifnig la la la. Lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom, v'teret bala, gam b'simcha u'tzavula, dov emuneh segula. Boi chala, lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Continue with a piece entitled This Place.
Manora hamakom hazeh, how full of awe is this place. In Zekeim Beit Elohim, this is none other than the house of God. Bezeh shar hashamayim, bezeh shar hashamayim, and this is the gate of heaven. This is the gate of heaven. This is the gate of heaven.
When there is light in the soul, there is beauty in the person. When there is beauty in the person, there is harmony in the home. When there is harmony in the home, there is honor in the nation. When there is honor in the nation, there is peace in the world. We continue with the Chatzi Kaddish found on page 26.
Yitkadash v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Ve'alma divarach yirtei ve'amlich malchutei. B'chayechon u'vyomechon u'vchayedecho Beit Yisrael. Bagala Uvizman Karib, Vimaru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach, Leolam Olam Me'omaya, Yitbarach, Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, Yitbar V'yidromam V'yidnasei, V'yidadar, V'yidalei, V'yidalal, Shemei Rekudusha B'rechu, Le'elamin Kol Berchata, V'shirata, Tushbechata V'nechemata, Gamiran Be'alma, V'yimeru, Amen.
We rise to pray the Baruch Hu, our call to worship, on page 28.
Baruch Hu et Adonai, HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Leolam Va'ed.
Page 30, Ma'ariv Aravim, welcoming the evening, distinguishing the evening from the day.
Uma'avir yom u'mevi laila, Mavdil ben yom u'ben laila, Adonai tzavaot shemo, El chai v'kayom, Tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, HaMa'ariv Aravim.
As we prepare for the Shema, let me share this reading by Rabbi Alex Weissman. O world of miracles, you are supremely broken. Your shards are painful and cutting. Your pieces are scattered across the globe, aching for wholeness. We seek justice and peace in you. We long and love divine sparks igniting fires within us. We tend the embers and feed the flames, at times nearly consuming ourselves and our neighbors. We pray for, no, we demand open-heartedness and resilience. We seek grace and peace. We pursue justice. May the fragments of our world and the brokenness of our souls be blessed with strength. May we be whole again quickly in our days. Together, the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malachuto Leolam Va'ed. Please be seated. We continue with the Ve'ahavta, found on page 36 and 37.
You shall love your God. Love your God with all your heart. You shall love your God with every beat of your heart. You shall love your shall love your God and love with all of your mind. May you remember every day, whether home or far away, you shall love your God with all your mind. You shall love your God and love with all of your mind, and love with all of your strength, and love with all of your heart.
If I feel overwhelmed, may I reach out to a supportive loved one. If my mind won't stop racing, may I find a big enough stop sign to allow me some moments of stillness. If my heart feels like it's breaking, may I open it up to giving and receiving more kindness and love. May I find a balance between remaining present while preparing for the future by working for peace and social justice, between protecting my safety and my sanity, between caring for others and caring for myself. Mi Chamocha, our song about freedom, page 40.
We are walking in the light of God. 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 We are walking, we are walking, we are walking, we are walking, we are walking in the light of God. We are walking, we are walking, we are walking, we are walking, we are walking in the light of God. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nehedar b'kodesh, mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nehedar b'kodesh. No wrong, tehilot, oseh teleh. No wrong, tehilot, oseh teleh. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God.
Page 42, Hashkivenu ufros alenu. Let us lay ourselves down. Let us be weary. Let us fall into a deep and refreshing and comforting sleep. Even with everything going on around us, let us remember that we are filled with God's presence, even in the darkest hours of the night.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom ve'hamidenu, shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom ve'hamidenu, shomreinu lechaim. Ufros aleinu Sukkot, shalom lecha. Yai rai rai rai, yai rai rai rai, yai rai 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 rai, yai rai rai rai, yai rai rai rai, yai rai 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 rai.
And a special song because it's Shabbat, page 44. On the bottom of the page, Yismechu.
Yismechu b'malechutecha, shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'koreh oneg Shabbat. Yismechu b'malachutecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'koreh oneg Shabbat. Mekadesh Shevi Shabbat. Kulam Yisbehu V'yitangu metu v'chashabat. Yismechu b'malachutecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'koreh oneg Shabbat.
V'chashvi ratzita bo v'kidashto Shabbat. Chemda yami oto karata Shabbat.
Yismechu b'malachutecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'koreh oneg Shabbat. Zecher lema'aseh Bereshit Shabbat. Zecher lema'aseh Bereshit Shabbat. Yismechu b'malachutecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'koreh oneg Shabbat.
We come to the central portion of our Shabbat service, the tefillah, the amidah, the standing prayer. So I invite you to rise. We begin on page 46 as we face the ark.
Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Adonai, Sefatai tiftach, ufli yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Eloheinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibur v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasei Avot V'imahot, U'mevii Gula Livnei B'neihem, L'man Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye Metim, Atah Rav Le'Hoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Moriv HaGashem, Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechaye Metim Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem emunato lishenei afar, michamocha ba'al gevurot, umido melach, melech menit umechaye, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'emanata l'chayot metim. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye HaMetim.
Take a few moments for silent prayer. The words within us, in our hearts and in our minds. Give them space. Page 62, Ose Shalom.
Ose Shalom Bimroma, Uyase Shalom Aleinu. Ose Shalom Bimroma, Uyase Shalom Aleinu. Ose Shalom Bimroma, Uyase Shalom Aleinu. Yase Shalom, Yase Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Yase Shalom, Yase Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Ha'olam.
Prayers for healing, physical healing, emotional healing, spiritual healing, community healing, nation healing. There is much to pray for on this Shabbat. So take a moment and think about who you are praying for, and then join us. Help us to heal.
Help us to heal, comfort our souls, maker of all things, make us whole. Help us to reason, hear our prayer. You are our God, you are always there. Yehi ratzon milfanecha Adonai, tishlach refuah shlema min hashamayim, refuat hanefesh urefuat haguf. Help us to heal, comfort our souls, maker of all things, make us whole. Help us to reason, hear our prayer. You are our God, you are our strength, you are our hope, you are always there.
If you are praying with us this evening, you may be looking for spiritual comfort in the wake of an especially turbulent and emotional election season. You may be hoping that the familiar prayers prove especially uplifting this Shabbat. You may be yearning for words of consolation and healing in the aftermath of an exhausting and troubling and discouraging election season. I am too. Regardless of who wins and who loses, it will be a struggle to move forward, but we must. First, we'll mend fractured relationships. We'll do that because there are individuals who are family, friends, co-workers, social media contacts, and the truth is, we like them as people, even though we disagree with their voting choices. And we have much to celebrate and share with them as human beings who enrich our lives in so many ways. Then we'll remind ourselves that the causes and values and beliefs that mattered to us last Monday will continue to matter to us regardless of who governs. We may be challenged to work harder to achieve what we believe to be right, but we can do that. We may be inspired to step up our volunteerism, but we'll find time. We may look harder to find like-minded organizations that need our energies, but we can search them out. Simply because an election is over, Jewish tradition teaches us that we don't have a choice. We are created with consciences and moral leanings, ethical parameters that will not let us rest regardless of who governs. We will feel reassured that we are not alone. There are millions of Americans who believe what we believe, regardless of which side of the aisle we occupy. And those candidates who lost are not gone. They will continue to serve as leaders because that is what democracy means. We vote again in 2 years, and who knows how the balance of power will swing in that short time. We pray that it swings forward. Then we celebrate our efforts, our convictions, our relentless courage to express our beliefs, to work towards positive change, to engage. We didn't just sit and watch this year. We were out there, we were vulnerable, we took risks. These celebrations honor us as human beings, as social activists following in the steps of the prophetic Jewish tradition that demands action and purpose. Finally, we embrace optimism. We relish hope. We observe that it is indeed autumn in Arizona, that Thanksgiving is around the corner, that Hanukkah should be joyful this year, that we belong to a community that cares about us. Following the mystical Jewish tradition, we imagine sparks of light all around us, imploring us to come out of the dark and into God's presence and promise. Let us open our hearts on this Shabbat and welcome goodness and greatness and peace. May it be so. Our service continues with the Aleinu, found on page 282. We rise as the ark doors are opened.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד.
We remain standing for Kaddish. Kaddish is found on page, oh, it's not because we have the screen. I always forget that. We take a moment to look at those names on our November Yahrzeit screen. And if there are names you recognize, I invite you to say them aloud. If there are names missing, I invite you to say those names aloud. Let's just take a moment to remember those upon whose shoulders we stand. And then together, let us recite Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael Ba'gala v'zman kariv v'yimaru. Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei dekudisha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim ayenu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen.
There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us as we live our days. These are the ways we remember as we live our days. These are the ways we remember.
Before we conclude, just a reminder that tomorrow morning we will gather those who are interested at 10 a.m. for a little Hebrew reading practice, all levels welcome. And then at 10:30, a Shabbat service outdoors. And then at 11:20, our family school will adjourn for some learning and art projects. Bring your own chairs and bring a mask, and we will sit socially distanced under the trees in front of the office building on the other side of the parking lot from the sanctuary. So let's see what happens. It may rain, but fingers crossed that we'll have a beautiful morning.
And also next Saturday, not tomorrow, but November 14th, 7 o'clock, we're going to have a Havdalah and a concert via Zoom and Facebook Live. Get comfortable. You can sing real loud in your own home, but it'll be really fun. We will be seeing each other, and that's a big, important thing for us to be able to, greet each other and see our faces and spend a lovely Saturday night together. So there's information on our newsletter, there's information on our Facebook page, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you. We're gonna have a good time. I'm gonna sing a variety of things, but it'll be a lot of fun. So look forward to seeing you next Saturday night.
Yay.
Yay.
So we have been teaching you Or Zarua all evening, and now we're going to conclude one more time with Or Zarua, which, if you need the words, was found on page 14 of your Sidurim. Please join us.
Or Zarua la tzadik, ule Yisrael simcha. 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 Or Zarua simcha. Or Zarua. Or Zarua la tzadik, ule Yisrael simcha. Or Zarua la tzadik, ule Yisrael simcha.
Thank you to Sarah Ventry. Thank you to the Simons. Thank you to Cantorial Soloist Susan Colin.
And to Rabbi Susan Shatterman.
Thank you to all of you for joining us on this Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.